Right, let's get this started. We're about as prepped as we're going to be in here after all. The only question at the moment is who's going to get moving first. Let's get Kent down the right hallway for now. Dorcas might not be able to attack the spearman there just yet, but he can still prevent the bastard from hitting anyone else in the next turn. Granted, I suppose I could have used the hand axe to hit the spearman from a distance, but I prefer to let my melee fighters stick to melee. And that's another kill for Sane. He and Kent are dead even at 15 each. Yet in terms of gameplay, for some reason I kind of prefer Sane, but the limited story we have wants us to feel like Kent is the more reliable one. I'm kinda on the fence for if I should get Lucius to get his first kill here, or let Urk gain his 5th and officially become an ace. Granted, the ace thing is more for me than something the game itself gives a damn about. Still, I kinda like Urk, and it's not like the previous mission did a great job of selling me on Lucius. Funny how indecisive I'm feeling right at the first term here. I guess the traffic jam we went through in the previous mission shook me more than I thought. Congratulations on your 5th kill there, Urk. We'll see how many more you get as we keep pushing forward. To celebrate, why don't you dance a bit with Nils? Not the best looking, neatest formation I've ever seen, but then it's not like formations are really a thing in this game. What matters is that we've got some solid control of the map, and that we don't lose anyone as we fight our way through the various enemies in our path. Pretty predictable that Dorcas would take an arrow after taking out that spearman. Still, that leaves that archer open for one of our ranged fighters to take him down. That enemy mage is also pretty open to kill. Anyway, looks like the enemy has a thief for some reason. That gives us a bit of a timetable to get that chest in there. It's not a big worry, but still something to keep in mind. Huh. Looks like Lucius is gonna get his first kill against someone he's supposed to be weak against. If he's that damn good, why wasn't he allowed to kill the first person he came up against in the previous mission when he had the advantage against that bastard? Welcome to the kill board, Lucius. that makes Wrath an ace as well. Really, the only fighters out here that aren't an ace are Lucius and Matthew. And Lucius only just joined us in the previous mission, whereas Matthew is our designated door and chest man. Now that you're nice and healed, Sane, I want you to keep pushing forward and gain us some ground. The others will catch up when they can. Yeah, Kent has that guy pretty well handled. In fact, let's get Nils over there so Kent can finish what he just started. No work. I'd rather not bother breaking the walls in the center of this castle. If the enemy isn't going to break down those walls to get at us, I'm not going to make it easier for them to come up from behind us. Part of me wants to use the sword simply because it's close to breaking anyway. Hell, we've had a lot more sword and spear work to do than axe work, that's for sure. That kill certainly didn't get Kent all that much experience. I wonder if someone else might have appreciated that more. Considering how your ally fared against us in the previous mission, this should not be a surprise for you. You are dealing with a pretty badass crew, whereas you are just a bunch of expendable assets for the bastard in charge of this whole operation. Damn shame that you don't have the option to surrender, but then we rarely run into anyone willing to surrender on any of the battlefields I tend to go to. Right, no harm in Lucius getting another kill here, but right now, it's more important for Matthew to get to that chest and see what it's got for us. Well, Dorcas would certainly appreciate that hammer, but everyone else on our team wouldn't be able to use it at all. It's especially good, though, against enemies in armor, and I don't think anybody has that much armor in here. Really, Eric? You had an 85% chance to get that guy, and you missed! Do you need glasses? Because I don't think there's all that much room for someone to dodge in a narrow hallway. Though I suppose Kent dodged an attack earlier, so maybe, since he somehow managed to dodge with a frickin' horse? I guess Lucius got a critical that time. I would have felt better if Nils was able to do this spell for Sarah instead. but that's just personal preference. And Lynn has just enough spaces to move in order to reach the Axeman in this hallway. Our setbacks aren't especially large here, are they? I honestly thought he would go for Kent there, since Kent's got a spear and that wouldn't do so well against his axe. But I suppose either way, that poor bastard knows he's screwed. Huh. Matthew almost managed to kill a spearman. Did we kill off the best of this chapter of Black Fang troops in the previous mission? Because these guys are probably not that good. Anyway, sword breaking had to happen eventually, and it looks like the thief among the enemy decided it's better to run and live than fight to his last breath like everyone else here. Understandable, the odds are pretty well stacked in our favor this far into the mission. Still, I don't think that guy has far to run, and I'm sure the rest of the Black Fang will kill anyone who didn't die to our blades here. I certainly wasn't expecting Matthew to get on the board, much less by taking down an outright spearman. Still, that seemed to be the best use of our resources, and it's not like I'm likely to do much more with Matthew in here. He's done absolutely all that he strictly needed to, and a little more on top of it. He has earned his pay. Not that I have any clue how much he or any of the other fighters traveling with us are earning, as we keep fighting against overwhelming odds and making it look relatively simple. Two enemy mages and the final swordsman. Yeah, these poor bastards do not have much left to make a stand here. Okay, Nils, let's get you to Sarah, and then she can start healing our wounded on the left flank. Hopefully, those mages won't just slaughter Dorcas between turns or something. What to do with Lucius? He's at the back of the line again, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to do all that much before the rest of the team gets the rest of the job done. Doesn't look like Dorcas is going to be able to take one of these mages out with a single hit. Excuse me for expecting that the mages would be more on the squishy side. Well, at the very least, we can prevent Dorcas from being killed as we smash our way through the mage as we get to the boss behind them. It's a bit of an odd tactical decision for a swordsman to hide behind a pair of magicians. Usually the swordsman goes in front of them. But then the poor bastard thought that setting up his forces in this castle would somehow be enough to allow him to kill us, despite how we dominated the other Black Fang crew in the previous mission. The guy clearly is not that good at judging what his people and ours are capable of. That makes 81 kills for our team as a whole. The poor swordsman who's in charge of this crew will make 82. It's going to be pretty demoralizing to think you're pretty skilled in your own right, only to end up as a notch on someone else's belt. But I suppose the guy kinda deserves it, since he seemed to think the only reason we won last time was because the Black Fang weren't expecting to get into a fight. Again, I just do not get why he seemed to think that we outright ambushed the Black Fang. We were just minding our own business. The boy comes calling for help, and the goon who came after the boy was more inclined to fight us than do any form of negotiation or try to trick us into giving us the kid. And the thing about brute force is, it's only effective when you're very much more powerful than the person you're trying to bully. Yeah, this guy is definitely screwed. The only question is which of our horsemen will finish him off. You already have, and you can't delay things any longer. And this puts Kent in the lead with 18 kills to Sane's 16. Right, definitely an underwhelming level up there, Kent, but you're still doing well overall. That's not his call to make, Lynn. He's not in charge of that organization, and he's already dead regardless of if we swing the final blow or not. Considering the spear wounds, he should have been dead before this cutscene even started. It's not like anyone else we fought against has survived the attacks we've done just to get this far. Though I suppose I'm curious what he was afraid of that made poisoning himself more appealing than whatever the Black Fang would do to him for his failure. I mean, death is death, isn't it? But with this mission, we're done with the Black Fang until we get to Eliwood's campaign. And Lynn's campaign still has a decent number of missions left for us to go through. I'm pretty sure that the other members of the party matter as well, not just the tactician and the central character of this story. Well, you won't be taken so long as you're with us at any rate. Whatever happens when you leave this crew is on you. Part of me is a bit annoyed we don't get to see the ring we just killed several people to retrieve. I know it only has sentimental value, but still, it has some measure of narrative weight now. And makes it feel like it's important enough for us to have a quick picture of it at the very least. Though maybe I'm just getting greedy. Apparently our little detour wasn't all that far off from our destination anyway. really call it an assassination since it's gonna have to be done in open battle. It's not like the bastard is going to poison her wine or something. I somehow doubt that whatever strategies we come up with here are going to be worth calling a vortex, or that the enemy is going to pull anything especially clever against us, not with their track record so far. Then the end of this quest is in sight. Or at least it seems to be. I'm sure we won't be able to hurry too much, simply because of the constant enemy attacks as we get closer. Ah, Florina, it's been quite a while since you last spoke up. I was starting to think the writers forgot that you even exist. Not that what she said felt like it was distinctive to her. I'm sure just about anyone in the crew could have said that. It wouldn't have felt out of character. Still, I'll take what I can get. Of course it does. If there wasn't any danger, then I'm sure I wouldn't be awake to make decisions for us. Not the greatest of warnings from the two with the mild sense of precognition. Still, I suppose an iffy warning is better than no warning at all. Apparently from someone that wants us dead. He was already serious when he invaded another city-state to try to kill us, risking starting a war with Lycia. Still, despite the fact that it's called a ballista and described as a siege engine, it doesn't really feel like the kind of ballista I'm familiar with. When I think of ballistas, I think of an oversized crossbow meant to smash against castle walls with more accuracy than a catapult, but still not something you generally use against infantry. In the Fire Emblem series, they are mounted crossbow positions that somehow allow for sniping from longer range than even a longbow, and can take out flyers with ease. I'm sure there is some kind of magic involved with how it works around here. It's a bit of a motivation to have Will back on the team since he'd be able to use it himself, while Wrath can't since he's stuck on his horse. But again, we have plenty of people to work with in this team, all of them pretty solid. And outside of using a ballista, they don't have anything all that special for us to have to contend against. We should be able to handle it, though. I suppose I should get a better look at the terrain and the enemy composition before I decide this is going to be one-sided in our favor. As a side note, Will, a crossbow and a bow are two very different things, even if they both have bow in the name and shoot objects. That's almost like saying that a sword and a knife are the same because they're metal sticks that slice things. Wish I could say you're gonna be missed on the battlefield, Matthew, but it's not like we keep you around for your fighting prowess, just your ability to pick locks. The fact that you're a decent fighter is just a bonus. Yeah, this looks like a good setup of who enters this fight. Pretty sure that Dorcas needs that hammer more than Matthew will. I can't really think of too many other equipment changes to do other than maybe giving that extra vulnerary to someone who doesn't have one. Couple of enemy cavalry, a good number of enemy spearmen, and the boss had heavy armor on. Nothing too surprising there. Pretty sure our mages should be the one to take down the boss, but then I've been wrong about how the kills get spread out before. Hell, I've been wrong in this very clip about that. Well, that's a good selection of weapons considering some of the things that have been wearing down on us this far in. I'm pretty sure we'll spend plenty to gain as much of it as we can in the next clip, though. Definitely don't see much point in Matthew continuing to have the armor slayer or hammer. Especially not when he's not going to be participating in this battle in the first place. Why did I give the pure water to Lucius, someone who's already reasonably resistant to spells?